because apparently when I use my phone, it's too quiet. So, see if I can adjust this. No, it's better this way. It's just sunny in here. That's all. Anyhow, just this is just a quick update. First, on Thursday, after I made my last video about all the goings on on the news and whatever about the Republican Party and then also the speech from the 15th. Yes, it was 19 flags. I meant to say that, and my mind is like on the other number, so thank you. Anyways, so after I finished recording that other video, I told you guys I was feeling a little bit off, so watch what you say. Because right after I did that video, I smashed my phone screen in about 1,000 pieces. I don't know if it was right before or right after. Anyways, and then I went out for a walk later on in the afternoon and I wiped out like on ice. Pretty, it was a good wipeout. I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot of experience wiping out. I was a snowboarder. That's how come I broke these teeth on the bottom here. I have a false tooth here, if you didn't notice or know. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so the wipeout actually was kind of epic, or must have been, because I had one lady stop and go, "Oh my God, are you okay? Did you hit your head?" And I'm like, "No, I did not hit my head, but I was actually going to Canadian Tire to get myself some new grips because the ones that Smoky Spice gave me last year, I left them in my motorhome." Yeah. Anyways, long story short, wiped out before I got my new grips. I do have new grips, but the second people who stopped to help me, bless your hearts, you actually made me laugh just because of their. I'll tell you the story in person one day, but it was actually really hilarious. But I was just bent over a pole, just having a moment, just crying my little eyes out. Like I wiped out, hit my knee, hit my hip, hit my arm, so it feels like I've done about 1,000 curls with my right arm right now, and my knee's torqued still, but that's okay. I'll walk it off. I'm a strong trooper. I went to Barbados in 2018 with a broken arm, okay, because I couldn't be bothered. I wiped out twice on doing the same thing at two different places, taking recycling. It was icy. I went wing and broke this arm right here. So what did I do? I just went and got one of those wrist guards from the what do you call it store and slapped it on there and went on vacation. True story. So yeah, I'm not paying to get a cast cut off in another country, and I'm not having a weird tan line. So if I'm just set out to rest, so there. Anyhow, so yeah, I can't really see any comments or anything right now because my phone is broken, and but I did want to comment on what happened yesterday. So, because I wiped out on Thursday, I did not end up attending the rally yesterday for the Lee family, but apparently there's some process servers that want to serve me papers to silence me. I will not be silenced. I am a journalist and I believe in freedom of speech. Period. So if you're saying whoever's trying to, I'm imagining it's the pedo principal who's after me for saying not to call him a pedo principal, whatever, you need to prove you're not a pedo principal in this court if we went, because I'm a journalist. So do you really want to provide a STD report? I'd appreciate it, because I bet you any money the strain of herpes you have is also the same one you gave Owen Lee. So I'd like to see your teacher's records and how many people have reported assault or abuse on you when you call me to court, I'll call you to court. So this is how it's going to go down. If you don't like what I'm saying, then prove your innocence. That's all I have to say. But the thing I'd like more than that, Michael, is why don't you get you and all your little corrupt pedo friends that have taken away these children, just get together and give the children back to their parents. That's all we ask. I won't keep on this thing publicly with you until those children are returned. So you figure out how that's going to look because I'm getting to the bottom of this. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So, anyhow, come at me, bro. I'm interested in your side of the story, you know, the medical and the academic, you know, how you even got to be where you're going to be. And same with the judge. So I want to see these facts of whoever's coming after me before I'll show up at any fake venue of the King Charles Kangaroo Court, because that's nonsense in my books. I don't understand those laws and I don't stand under them. I am a sovereign living woman. So there. Anyways, yeah, so that's about that. That's my story. I'm gonna do a nice little chart video hopefully this afternoon. My arm is really sore, so I'm just trying to give it a break. And I'm just trying to self-care. So I was talking about this saying with my friend last night about from the movie, I think it's The Contender with Joan Allen. And we were talking about how that movie was kind of relevant right now because if nobody's seen that movie, I'll just give you the gist of it. She's running for, or the person who was supposed to be the vice presidential candidate had a Chappaquiddick incident in the beginning of the movie. So I'm not sure if you know what that means, but yeah, a car went off the bridge, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so they took him out of the running, and this Joan Allen was in the running for the VP. So they were vetting her, and they had to go through all the investigations and blah, blah, blah. And there was a picture that came up that everybody was asking her about if she was whether or not she was part of this party in this cabin where there was like a photo taken of her and a few men, or allegedly her and a few men. So she would never answer the question. And when Jeff Bridges, the president, asked her why she never answered the question, her answer is one of my favorite retorts of any movie, I swear, ever. She goes, because then it would have been acceptable for them to ask. I'll probably screw up how she says it. And principles only mean something if you stick to them when it's least convenient. And that's honestly how I feel about everything in my life. If I didn't start out fighting for all children, then why wouldn't I be here fighting for these 3 children? If this was your kid that this happened to, I would still be doing the same. And I do this for you know, why I think I'm doing it is for the right reasons. It's in integrity, my integrity. So my principles are everything. And what has happened to this family and these 3 children is disgusting. So how I'm going to keep pursuing it is I'm going to keep shedding the light on the financial ties. And actually, the interesting thing is, do you know where this principal who got promoted, where the actual school is? And I'm hoping to include this in, or where he works now, is right at the base by the military base here in Calgary. Now, I've talked about this for 2 or 3 years here on the channel, is that Calgary military base, Lincoln Military Park or whatever, is where Lincoln Park, the band, got their name from. And you need to look into that whole story of Chester Bennington and who his father is, Podesta, and who Podesta's father is, and what they were doing, and why Lincoln Park's logo looks like the broken pedo logo. So that is literally right beside where this guy works. And there are tunnels that go underneath these places to other areas, like port to port. So This is how they get around in the city, is by going through these underground tunnels that are right there. This is why there's hardly any parkades underground. This is why we don't have sea trains underground. This is because they interfere on where these uh, demonic places are, bottom line. So this is where they're taking children. And these two children have been taken down into the tunnels. The parents have too. So it's not something people are making up. This is all tied together to the biggest, most corrupt thing on the planet going on right now. And we're talking about the money laundering that's going on in the FTX and stuff. You're just seeing how all of this, all of the fake money that they've created has to disappear now. Like it just magically disappears. So what's been reported about FTX, and I'll briefly talk upon that, is that the money originally came from when Robert Maxwell died in 1991. Then it was signed over to Epstein, and that's where they're reporting on the TV that the money's coming from the Bahamas or in the Bahamas. So this is all part of the show we have to watch, is because what is happening is September 30th, the banking system went through that they could no longer print any more fake currency, okay? They can't create any more money. So that's why the Vatican was calling for all the money and blah, blah, blah. So now even the banks in behind the scenes are using crypto, asset-backed crypto. So anything that isn't asset-backed is going to crumble. That's all that we're seeing right now. Anything that is not asset-backed crypto is going to fall apart. That means backed by gold, silver, platinum, whatever. It has to have a thing tied to it. And you can see all of this kind of happening and all these celebrities now. So, and again, let's point out Kevin O'Leary from Dragon's Den is tied to this FTX. Dragon's Den and the whole teacher pedo scandal in Didsbury, which is a half an hour north of us, is tied to Arlene Dickinson of Dragon's Den. So I'm sure there's some sort of financial ties between all of them that can be investigated. This is literally tying all these people together. This is a huge, huge, huge operation. Over 1 million lenders. Oh, and this is what I wanted to point out. So the guy, this was funny. So the guy, one of the guys that's going to be on the council for this investigation, I think by Garland, by the Democrats. I think this is the side. This is really interesting. In 2008, I think, to 2010, his job was to work for the International Criminal Court. And his last job was he was working at The Hague. So that person, can't remember his name, gives validity to the courts from January 15th, 2022, where everybody says that court is fake, the one from Vancouver and Brussels. Those are international criminal courts where 75 names were found guilty. Elizabeth Windsor's was the first name on there, and then Justin Trudeau, okay, was third. Stephen Harper, all of these people, archbishops, the RCMP, 10,786 corporations tied to that guilty verdict on January 15th. And you can go look that up again on murderbydecree.com and see that. So these people are all linked together. And what is going on with our social services system here in Alberta and tied to the Lee family, this probably never would have happened to them in Newfoundland, where they're from. It had to happen here where they could prey on them, if that makes any sense. So there's certain families, I believe, that are targeted because of the bloodline they represent, however that looks, I'm not sure. But why would this family so we have to think about the money and the bloodlines. This is where I started, and Save the Children. It all comes together. I've never stopped doing this stuff. So we need to get this information out. Please keep sharing the videos. I believe the Lee family is on Jesse Howell's The Missing Link tonight, and their link is on their Facebook page. And I fully support this family in their fight to get their kids back, because they're just sort of like a beacon for other families that have lost their children, either through death or through fostering or whatever. You have to think some of these kids have been in the system their whole 18 years, and then they get out and they've never known their parents. How is that different than like residential schools? This is my question to you. Let's ask ourselves, how is this not the same thing going on? Someone else has control of your children. So we must end this. We cannot let this continue on. We must wake up our families to exactly what's happening. People are going, oh, this is too far-fetched. It will never happen. It's happening. It's happening, and it's not very far away from it happening to other people. So we have to rise up. That's what the last post was all about. Rising up, informing. We have all the information. Let's make this make sense for people somehow, some way. It's all coming out. Nothing can stop it. And by the way, I'm just going to point out that Tuesday is the 11th, 22, which is the anniversary, 59th, I believe, anniversary of the JFK assassination. So I think big things are coming. Nothing, honestly, can stop this, because we're going into a period of higher vibrations, and that is 4D. Like, that's truth. So we're meeting. I'm trying to see if I can read much of this info. I'm gathering info on this. Oh, Taco is saying, I'm gathering info on this morning. So great timing, friend. Ties to the PIZZ8 gate. You know what I'm talking about. So a big shout out to you, Taco. I really do appreciate the deep diving and digging that you do. And I realize I think my camera is broken on the top. That's why the screen's all fuzzy. So, and I can't log into my other one. So you're going to have to suffer for a little bit. But I'll just do a quick card reading. Card reading. Card reading. So, yes, with my little limbs, it's been interesting card readings the last couple of days. It's all on like rebirth, and I can feel it. Ooh, that's a good one. There's a couple ones that just flew out of the deck. 4. Okay. The Queen. She flew out of the deck. This is about women, fertility, feminine power, sexuality, and friendships. And it's also Alberta Strong. That's right. I love Alberta. The Bard is about, number 4 and number 7, they make 11. Music, poetry, myth, history, enchantment of storytelling. Oh, I love it. And the Grail Knight is the next. And that's romance, illusion, seeking the sacred, and partnership. I love it. So this is what we're going through right now, actually, is the big shift of feminine power and friendships sticking us together in this story, because this story is really like, I don't even want to tell people I told you so right now about the whole BIDEN thing. Like, but come on. It's very interesting how even the news is talking about how heavily it's funded by FTX. So a lot of stuff, even me being allowed to talk about, all of this stuff is kind of interesting to me. So I think there's lots going to happen. I was going to record this and then upload it on, but I'm going to try and work on my video, but I got to go run out and get a couple of charging cords and some stuff for making dinner. I get to make dinner tonight. So anyways, I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm super excited. I will try and get this thing done, hopefully by Saturday or Sunday. So you can literally share it. I'm gonna have to get in touch with the Lee family. I pretty much talk to them just about every day, anyways. They're super awesome people. And yeah, so we're gonna get this story told no matter what. I don't care. So there used to be a meme like I can't remember what it is, but yeah, I don't give a flying foof about anything right now. The truth is the only thing that matters right now, and getting these children home. So yeah, Michael, I'm pretty sure you're watching because you're concerned with what I'm saying. So you organize with your friends, Creeper, uh, to release these children back to their parents, and I'll get off your back. All right? How about that? So until these kids are released, I'm still going to keep talking about it. So that's where my power lies, in freedom of speech. And journalism, I have some questions. Inquiring minds want to know. Seriously. So, light and love, everybody. I am going to have a fantastic day myself. It's beautiful outside. Take care.